Biography of Jalaluddin Muhammad Balkhi, Rumi. Maulana Jalaluddin Muhammad Balkhi, widely known as Maulawi, Mevledi, and in the West as Rumi, is one of the greatest mystics, poets, and jurists in the history of Persian and world literature. Childhood and migration. Birth. Born on the 6th of Rabi al-Awwal, 604 AH, September 30, 1207 AD, in Balkh, then part of Greater Khorasan and cultural Iran. Father. Baha ad-Din Walad, known as Sultan al-Ulama, Sultan of the Scholars, a prominent scholar and Sufi. Migration. Following the imminent Mongol invasions, Baha ad-Din Walad and his family left Balkh. They traveled through Nishapur, Baghdad, and Mecca before settling in Anatolia, Rum, eventually residing in Konya, the capital of the Seljuk Sultanate of Rum. This is the reason Rumi earned the epithet Rumi. Education and succession. Training. Rumi was educated by his father, and after his father's death, by Burhan ad-Din Muhakkik Tirmidhi, one of his father's disciples, studying religious and mystical sciences. Travels. He traveled to Aleppo and Damascus to complete his studies, excelling in jurisprudence, fiqh, theology, and literature. Teaching. After Tirmidhi's death, Rumi began teaching and preaching in Konya, gaining fame as an eminent religious scholar. The encounter with Shams Tabrizi, the turning point. Date of encounter. In 642 AH, Rumi's meeting with Shams-i Tabrizi, a free-spirited and passionate dervish, marked the most critical event in his life. Transformation. This encounter transformed Rumi from a jurist and preacher into an ecstatic poet and passionate mystic. Shams ignited a fire in Rumi's soul, resulting in the creation of his literary masterpieces. Separation. After 2 short, intense periods of residence in Konya, Shams mysteriously disappeared. This profound separation deeply affected Rumi's spirit. Diwan-e-Shams. Rumi composed many of his lyrical poems in Shams' name, and titled his great collection Diwan-e-Kabir, the Great Collection, or Diwan-e-Shams-i-Kabrizi. Major works. Masnavi-e-Manavi, spiritual couplets. Rumi's eternal masterpiece and one of the most important mystical texts in Persian literature, comprising about 26,000 verses in couplet form. It has been called the Shop of Pure Unity and the Quran in Pahlavi language, Persian language. Diwan-e-Shams-i Tabrizi, the Great Collection, contains ghazals, odes, tarjibans, and quatrains, representing the peak of mystical fervor. Fihi ma fihi, a collection of Rumi's prose discourses, lectures, and sermons. Majalis Istaba, a collection of Rumi's 7 sermons. Maktubat, Rumi's letters to friends and rulers. Death and legacy. Death. Died on the 5th of Jumada al-Akhira, 672 AH, December 17, 1273, in Konya. Funeral. His funeral was attended with immense grief and respect. Mevlevi order. His son, Sultan Walad, founded the Mevlevi order, or the whirling dervishes, which continues to this day. The Sema ceremony, a mystical dance accompanied by whirling, is their famous ritual. Rumi is not merely a Persian poet or mystic, but a universal philosopher whose poetry is read and translated across the globe, and whose message continues to emphasize love, peace, and human unity. Certainly, I would be happy to translate a famous poem by Rumi, Maulana, for you. O friend, come, let us not consume the grief of tomorrow, and let us count this moment of life as a great treasure. A more poetic rendering. O love, let